What's up, everybody? Dr. Trevor Wilkins, the Angry Viking Therapist here. And first, I put myself in front of a bookshelf. Somebody had told me that in YouTube videos that makes you look smarter. Did it work? No? Okay. Well, I'll be honest, sometimes I have difficulty finding ideas for these videos because I know what I talk about here in my office on a regular basis, but I don't know that everybody in the masses necessarily needs to hear the same thing. Well, this subject kind of fell in my lap this week, and it's a call that I get regularly from either people seeking mental health help or from clients, but I seem to have a lot of them recently. So, and the call is, hey doc, I don't know that I have depression, I don't know that I have anxiety, I don't know that I'm dealing with traumatic stress, but I just feel emotionally numb all the time, and I don't really get happy. I'd gone to a 5-year-old's birthday party of my own, and just couldn't get happy about my own kid turning 5 and celebrating. But I also just don't feel a whole lot of negative, so I don't know that I'm depressed. I just feel numb. Numb is the word that most people use when they're talking about this, emotionally numb. So there are some things that cause this. You may have heard of homeostasis, or that body's attempt to kind of self-regulate. Well, we use the word allostasis in psychology, and much like the physical body is trying to do, we know that allostasis, that our brain is trying to get us back to that neutral. The emotions are trying to get us back to that neutral. And there are some biological things that have to do with this. There's some hormones, there's the autonomic nervous system, cytokines that play a part of it. But if you just think in the realm of it trying to get us back to neutral, sometimes neutral feels a little safer than way too excited or way too down. So the way I like to think of it is, if you have one side where things are really negative, and you have one side things are really positive, and we kind of like being in the middle because the really, really negative things are hard. Some of the things that some of us see in our careers, whether it be a therapist or law enforcement or public safety or military, or just dealing with difficult people all day, that gets us on the really low side, and we don't want to deal with that all the time. And on that high side is always exciting, but adrenaline pumping, or the positive things. We'd like to keep that, but the problem is, in this attempt for allostasis, the way I like to think of it visually is, in order to get rid of these really negative things over here, to get to deal with the really bad, it's trying to move back towards that middle, back towards that neutral. Unfortunately, we can't just get rid of the negative. What tends to happen is both sides start to shore themselves into this neutral, and a lot of times that's how we kind of end up so strongly in that numb or that neutral area. We're not feeling any positives because we're trying to not feel the negatives, and the brain knows how to do that. We're a heck of an invention, us humans, and so we're constantly trying to get back towards the middle. So I want to keep this fairly short, and I don't go into a lot of explanation about how we fix that, but I think the important thing to know is that this is a real thing. This is a real biological and chemical and emotional thing that our bodies are trying to do for us to keep us in a good place. So if you're feeling numb, if you're feeling down, don't feel like you could ever feel happy, let's not rule out depression. Let's make sure that that's not what's going on. But it could also be that your body's trying to take care of you and leave you neutral in the middle. So here in my office, we'll use things like rational motive behavior therapy, or eye movement desensitization reprocessing, kind of depending on whether we're dealing with a traumatic event or a series of traumas, or if we just need to sort out the emotions from the rational thinking, like in rational motive behavior therapy. So I always recommend that you seek a professional. If I can help in any way, please reach out to me. It's Dr. Trevor at theangryvikingtherapist.com here on the screen, and I'll help wherever I can. Please remember that I have a full-time office here, so this is my job, but I can't spend all my time on social media, but I'll be glad to help in any way that I possibly can, even if it's leading you to somebody else that can help. So until next time, the Angry Viking Therapist, thank you, everybody.